Praise God, man. I think the best thing anybody can give anybody is their love. You know what I mean? That permeates everything else, man. The love for another human being, you know, in the name of Master W. Farad Muhammad and his Christ, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You know, so I'm just glad to be a part of this whole scheme. I'm not just a little portion, but the whole scheme. Because our people are suffering because other people they don't want to change. They don't want to change. They want to hold on to the old ways, not the old ways, because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was bringing a new society into existence. And I remember Minister Louis Farrakhan saying that you can't put new wine in an old wine vat. That's the bag, you know. So that meant that you got to get rid of the old in order to accept the new. And the new was the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad that, that are not to be tampered with. You saw what happened to us by being tampered with. We don't even know ourselves. We don't love one another. We actually act like we hate one another. The things that you see on television today is an abomination. What happened to our morality? You know, we so much clownish and buffoonery. You know,
But I'm thankful because of the things of the past. I never could have been the kind of servant that I am for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan without this foundation. And we could not be all of what we are today without the man that God has put in our midst, the one who sits in the seat of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's permission, who's enhanced our insight, our vision, our understanding. It's one thing to walk with a man, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but it's another thing to understand the man. And though we walk with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, it took the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to teach us how to understand the man. And my gratitude is eternal. So I thank Allah for an opportunity and a chance to give just a couple pages in the history of time of the work that the Nation of Islam, under the guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, has brought into my life.
Some very strange things happened in the nation. Before I came back down here from Newark, there was a young Arab selling material and stuff up in Newark. I never saw him before, and I was all over the place. And I never saw him after. I lived on the 3rd floor. He saw me and my wife outside, followed us home. And he's selling, but he didn't stop at no apartments along the way. He came all the way up to the 3rd where we were at with us. And he talked to us for about a half hour or so. He talked some Arabic and wrote some things on paper. And he showed the material. Told us different things about the faith, little things. And he left, and I never saw him again. I never saw him before that time. I never saw him after that time. And I don't want to get spooky with nobody. I don't know who that man was. You hear me? I don't know who that man was. And I never saw him again. Very handsome, young. He looked like he was 25, maybe 30. See? I would dare not say what I'm thinking, but I never saw him again. And I was all over Newark. I never saw him before, I never saw him after. But I know he sold that material, and he passed by every apartment in the building. He came all the way up to us. What is Allah doing with me? When I was in Bridgeton struggling, now we are going all the way to Bridgeton again after I'm going through all this with these people. This is before the awards were coming to me. I'm still going through this harassment with black people in Bridgeton because white people didn't harass me. Then I see the ship. I'm out by myself selling papers because we used to stay out late at night sometimes with the papers because there wasn't nobody. And the ship comes. I said, my God. I'm talking about the one in the sky. It was back in 68 or 69 or so, before Wallace. And that wheel came over my head while I was selling papers. I was in my car, and I felt something looking at me. I felt it. I stopped my car on the road, and I looked up, and there it was. And I'm saying, I don't see this. I don't see it. It's big. It ain't making no noise. I don't see this. And it's almost like it waited until I saw it, and then it went away. It don't make no noise when it moves. Just go. Big, huge, gray, steel gray looking. And it was at dusk. It wasn't real dark, and it wasn't real light, so it didn't need lights. So just, well, it was big, because it could have been a baby plane. But it was so big, and it might have been close enough that it was huge. I said, oh my God. I said, and I used to say to myself, why did I see it? Why did it show itself to me? Is it reassuring me that the path I'm on is the right one? Letting me know that you're doing the right thing? Couldn't have been nothing else. It couldn't have been nothing else. I was in airborne before that. I know what planes look like. Been inside of them, jumped out of them. That was the ship. It's gone, man. Yeah. I ain't seen no little green men with funny necks and stuff. I saw that plane. You hear me? I saw it. And then I said, praise be to Allah. Yeah. No, he's not crazy. The messenger's not crazy. The minister's not crazy. No. I saw the plane. I saw it. To bear witness that there's no God but Allah. And what he taught is right and exact. Right there. And like I said, I don't know who that man was either. I'll ask you, was it Master Farad Muhammad? Because I'm taught in the Bean Soup Science now that we have a picture of him. You saw it in my living room. But he can transform himself. He don't have to look like that if he don't want to. This is God now. And if a man has power over his mind, he can change his own look. Was that him? I don't know. But I know he came into our life and he left just as fast as he came. There was no argument, he was peaceful. And it was a pleasant visit. He said nice things to us. And my wife didn't have for so many dollars, 2 or 3, but he gave her the piece of material and he had it. And she made a beautiful skirt out of it. Yeah. And like I said, he went away. Never saw him again. And we was in Newark then. Yeah. I remember when I transferred and come down this way, the captain looks at James, I hate to see you go, you're a good soldier. He said, but if you go down that way you grew up at, you won't soldier. I told him, I said, yes, I will. Yeah, in 66, I come down and I did soldier. And I went to Savior's Day, I think, 69. Around 69. And we went to Chicago. And I saw Captain John. And I told him, I'm still soldiering, brother. And he gave me a pair. I almost broke my ribs, he did. He said, praise be to Allah. You still said, yes, brother. He said, what are you doing? I'm brother minister now. He said, good God Almighty. He said, I knew you'd do it.
You know, not only do they talk Jesus, but the historical Jesus, the one that's described in the Bible, the one with lamb's wool and the dark skin and the feet as though it was burnt in a furnace. That's the teaching that a lot of the churches don't teach today because we're attached to those folks that brought us over here, to the James River, Jamestown, and read out of the King James Version. We have to understand we have to accept our own and be ourselves today.
We are the guinea pigs in the American society. And when When you kill a black man, it's like you killed another nigga. But I got news for you. God came to save the black man and woman. And when you kill a black man, that's a grievous act in the eyes of God. Because you would kill the man that God came to resurrect. You would kill the man that God came to elevate. You would kill the man that's the cream. So that means that you fighting against the God that came. And you know, Yolanda Adams used to sing a song. The battle is not yours. The battle is the Lord's. God has an active will and he has a permissive will. And there's certain things that he actively causes to happen, and there's certain things that he permits to happen. But all for the greater cause of the true and living God. We are living in the last days. What decision are you going to make? Is either you with God or you with Satan. The choice is yours. So I say to you, adhere to the guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, whether you're a Pan-Africanist, whether you're a nationalist, whether you're a Christian, Muslim, or Jew. I believe that God is using that man's mouth to unite us as a people. And a man that has been on the battlefield for 6 decades and was responsible for calling the largest gathering that ever existed in the annals of history, the Million Man March. And over 2 million almost 2 million black men assembled on that mall that day, and it was the most peaceful gathering that ever took place. And since then, our open enemy went to work trying to call him the Antichrist, saying he anti-Christian, but God blessed him on that day. And him being a wise general, he had the right. He could have asked everybody there that day to come join the nation. But because he for all of our people, he said, go home and join the organization. So a lot of people, churches are filled today, a lot of black organizations are filled today because the general, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the commander, gave an instruction, and the men adhered to that instruction, and they went home.
Newborn opus is blues for the left hand only.